Hello YouTube. Just wanted to talk a little bit more about the symptoms of depersonalization. In particular, how it removes all emotion and it distorts the sense of time. As far as the removal of human emotion, I'll give you an example. My girlfriend confessed to me that she had cheated on me. Sorta. She kissed another guy at a party or something. She was really drunk. And I knew what I was supposed to feel at the time. I knew I was supposed to feel this sting of jealousy, anger, because I had felt it before. And I knew exactly what it was supposed to feel like. But I felt absolutely nothing. No anger. Just absolutely nothing. And it was then I realized that sort of I had lost all connection to her. And that I had sort of been acting for a long time. And so at the time I just sort of acted mad, acted upset, but really in my heart I didn't really care. I mean, I knew I should, I knew, it was kind of serious, but I didn't feel anything. And that's what this shit does. It makes everything just this deadpan, flat emotion all the time. I mean, when you're having a deep moment, or like when you're listening to a really good song, or I don't know, anything that should affect you deeply emotionally, it's just not there at all. For me, anyway. For a while, it was, there were still, remnants of it. But I've lost it all now. So everything's just the same. And from what I've read, this is due to the fact that dissociation, depersonalization specifically, dissolves the ego. It removes your sense of self. So it's like, dissociation in itself is a defense mechanism that makes it so you can react in a time of panic, or will remove you from intense pain to protect you, and protect your psyche. But when in effect, it removes emotional response to protect you. And this disorder is constant dissociation, so it's constant emotional detachment. Also, I want to talk about the distorted sense of time. Time feels like pretty much it's at a standstill. Yesterday feels like the distant past. And everything, all my memories, not just the ones from before I was depersonalized, but any memory feels like it's not mine, and like it's from a different lifetime, and like it's from thousands of years ago. Just so remote. This causes a number of difficulties remembering things. My memory is shot to shit. I don't know. It's really fucked up. How can I describe it? If you've ever done a hallucinogen, you'll know it fucks with your sense of time. Minutes seem like hours. Sometimes when I'm driving, I'll only be driving for maybe 5 minutes, but it feels like I barely remember even getting in the car, because it feels like it was so long ago. Yeah, some recommended reading. The book's Feeling Unreal and The Stranger in the Mirror. Just look them up on Amazon. Give you a pretty concise list of symptoms and how dissociation is related to trauma response and panic response and all that. That's why I'm confused though, because I didn't experience any trauma as a child. I had a fucking awesome childhood. Up until about 10 when I started getting depressed and socially anxious. I was never abused. I don't know, I believe that depersonalization, dissociation, chronic dissociation don't have to be related to any history of trauma, because my uncle had the same thing and he was never abused. He never had a traumatic childhood. He had it for about 2 years, pretty much as intense as I do, with all the visual distortions and the distorted sense of time. He described once getting in his car and turning on the radio and not understanding what they were saying. Just none of the songs made sense to him. And this was triggered, he said, by just stress. I think it's genetic. Some of us are just more prone to dissociate from the beginning. I think it might be due to a crappy trauma response. Like, a little bit of stress will cause way too much dissociation, to the point where it gets in the habit of it. In my case, I triggered it through drugs. Like a fucking moron. But yeah,